Hi guys! Today I got something special for all of you because I'm going to be sharing the 3 biggest mistakes that I made when I was learning kanji, because I definitely don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. So that's what I will be sharing today. So let's get started. Mistake number 1. This very first mistake is all about radicals. When I was learning kanji, I did not know anything about radicals, and I never studied anything about radicals. I was just kind of guessing the shapes and the symbols, and granted that back then there was not like a lot of information about Japanese when I started studying for the JLPT, but it was a huge mistake. I highly recommend students to learn the very first 100 radicals. So the order will be kind of like hiragana, katakana, and then those top 100 radicals. And it's gonna make your life so much easier because it's gonna make so much sense when you're learning all these kanji. Mistake number 2. For the mistake number 2 is about flashcards. I am not against about using flashcards, so please don't get me wrong. What's happening is that people sometimes are all about just flashcards and they don't do anything else. And I say that because I made that exact same mistake. So when I was studying for my JLPT N3, what I did was that I was cramming all that information in my head, and all I wanted was just to pass the exam, and I didn't really want to do anything else because I was also going to school and doing 100,000 other things. So instead, what I highly recommend the students is to use mnemonics or kanji history, or maybe write the kanjis over and over again, or do sentences or something along those lines. It's not like flashcards are bad, but they should not be the only thing that you use. You need to combine it with other things, so that way it is so much easier for your brain to remember all those characters. So now we are going into mistake number 3, lack of reading. You'll be surprised how many students they kind of want to skip reading, and I understand. I didn't like it either. It was frustrating. I'll get a textbook and I'm like, oh, this is way too many symbols for my head. I don't get it. I don't know how to translate it. And if I translate it, what if it's wrong? And then I got all the thoughts in my head. It was not easy. But if you just try to get reading materials that are very much for your level, that are easier to understand, that are just perfect for you, it could be like dedicated material for the JLPT, or if you're just a beginner of the language, maybe just some reading material for beginners, that would be great. But the reason why I highly recommend reading is because your brain needs those connections. So one thing is learning, the character, the kanji, and another thing is how that applies in real life. And your brain needs those two things together. So that is why reading is so helpful. So if you had the opportunity to get some reading materials, there are also some apps or things like that that you might be able to use. I highly recommend that. And that's it, guys. Those are the 3 big mistakes that I made when I was learning kanji, and I don't want you to go through that same pain. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you have maybe other hints or tips for students, type it in the comments, or if you have gone through similar things that I did, also type it in the comments. I will definitely be reading those comments, and I would appreciate all that engagement you guys do in my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Ja, mata ne! Yay!